Dr. Ken Gordon, spiritual leader for Centers for Spiritual Living, continuing on with our themes for the month of April for our theme Sundays based on the values of science of mind. The theme today, or the theme this week, is for April 30th, and it's written by Reverend Angelica Taggart, and it's perfect the way that it's set up because it's called The Joy of Living. The one thing that we know in the science of mind is that life is good, and life is joyful. I don't know whether or not I could get up every morning if I wasn't expecting some greatness to take place, something wonderful to happen, and just the mere act of being is enough to see that. You know, when I look around and things are a little bit challenging for me, or there's a little bit of frustration in my life, all I have to do is move my mind to seeing the joy and the beauty in life, and it transforms me. And it's easy to find because I will share with you, and I bet you this is the truth for you as well as it's the truth for me, 99% of the things that I see and experience in the world are based on joy and beauty. The 1% that perhaps isn't has an ability within me at least to expand so that it looks like my whole life. But the simple fact is that when I surrender that, when I forgive that, I can see the magnificence and the beauty. Furthermore, we know that as we concentrate and focus on that, what it does is it brings and attracts into our experience more and more things to be joyful about. What we put energy to becomes our reality, it becomes our experience. So if you're finding yourself putting energy towards something that's negative, I'll share with you that the way to rise above it is to stop looking at it from the negative point of view and start feeding the energy of the greatness and the goodness that's around you. Human beings are magnificent, wilderness and nature is spectacular, our very way of life is exceptional. And we have the opportunity to embrace this, and when we see it more than we see the negativity, what happens is it grows as opposed to that which we might be frustrated with or angered with. Dr. Holmes said, on page 194 of Love and Law, instead of losing a sense of a personal God, you will actually gain a sense of one. He said also in Love and Law, we have taken away from the limits of God through a process of reasoning which proves that God knows nothing outside itself and that every act that takes place is some act taking place in your mind. In Love and Law, you also write, every act in life is normal. Get over any idea of any attempt at being abnormal. He says, don't limit this thing. Grow big inside, get over the little thoughts, the little concepts, and comprehend more. We all want to experience the joy of living. When we feel overwhelmed in the midst of negativity, we might even call out to God and say, fix this, please. So who is this God that we're asking to fix things for us? In our tradition, we know it to be divine energy, and that divine energy is ever present and always available. The minute we sit and still ourselves, it infuses who we are. The minute we turn our consciousness to it, our attention and our intention to it, it infuses us with its light and its power. This is the beauty that is life around us, and it is why life can be chosen to be joyful as opposed to chosen to be frustrating or small. What we do in Science of Mind, and what I want you to do, is I want you to live a joyful life. And in order to do that, it requires that you stop looking at the dark and start looking at the light. Stop looking at the negative, start looking at the positive. Stop looking at the pain and start looking at the joy. Please know that you're loved and that you're honored. God bless you.